a lot of good organizations out there that are for women, but they were lacking something. A few years back, I found myself in a situation in which I no longer felt safe in my home, going out in town, and the world was not what I used to believe that it was. Or at least my perception of the world had changed in such a way where I no longer felt like I could get away with, not being armed or not being prepared. I was single, I was living by myself, and actually I had just met my boyfriend then, now husband. But he didn't live with me. And, I felt very alone in that moment when the world started to change. Anyway, I found myself in a precarious situation where I felt a certain urgency to arm myself. And so I did what I thought any reasonable person would do is I went online. So I sat down, and the first thing that I did was I typed in Women Gun Owners Association of America. And literally those words are what I typed out, because I was thinking, okay, there's the NRA, everyone knows that one. There's the American Gun Association. There's the Asian Pacific American Gun Owners Association. I mean, there's like a gun owners association for like everyone. And so I thought there's no way that they don't have a women gun owners association. And so, I go in and I type that in, and what do you know? There really wasn't one. There are some, offshoots, like there's the NRA women. So it's kind of like, oh, by the way, here's something for women. And then there's, the Well-Armed Woman, which is a nonprofit, it's good organization. There's a lot of good organizations out there that are for women, but they were lacking something. I was looking for something that was very well organized. I needed someone to put it in plain English, like what I need to do when I'm ready to go buy a gun. What are the steps I need to take? What do I need to consider? And who do I need to talk to in order to make a good decision? When I went online, there was like a blog article here or another conversation here that you could read through the comments, like on Facebook or something, but nothing was so organized to where I was like, oh, okay, obviously this is what I do next and this is what I do next. There wasn't a place that I could go and be like, oh, okay, well, obviously here are the beginners, women's only gun courses, and they're offered in every state. And then come to find out, the deeper I go, of course, each state is completely different, and there just aren't that many female firearms instructors or women-only classes. There are lots, but not as many as I was thinking. And so the other thing is, the classes that I did see being offered, they weren't displayed in a way where I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely the one for me. There's always something a bit confusing, or like the whole thing was just so intimidating and so unclear that I had to really just sort of figured out myself, and I did all the wrong things in all the wrong order, and I just didn't get any kind of guidance that I really needed. And so, you can say, oh, you're dumb, you just go here. You can say that stuff all you want, but the fact is, it just wasn't organized. And so, I fumbled my way through buying a gun and getting some training. And as it turns out, with these other organizations that claim to offer like chapters where you can go practice and meet other women, all this stuff, their attendance is a major problem. Well, and honestly, I was kind of shocked that there wasn't more for American women to go and get training that they needed. And this is America, right? Our Constitution supports gun rights. So I just kind of assumed that it was a healthier industry than it turned out to be. And so as I stumbled my way through it, I realized that not only was this something that was desperately needed in the US to have a place for American women to go and learn how to arm themselves, that was widespread across the US, like a household name. Like, America needs that. That I love to support other women in their own empowerment. And learning how to handle a firearm is one of the most empowering things you can ever do. So I paired the two together. My husband and I came up with this idea together, and that is how the Women Gun Owners Association of America was born. Stay armed.